On to Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, and oracle card advisor. How are you today, Renee? So we're going to talk to your dad today, but I like to explain to my first timers. Um, I see, hear, feel, sense, know, a little bit of taste and smell, kind of. I get most of the senses. This is not an exact science. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. So I have to describe the picture to you in the best way that I can, what I see or feel or know. Um, they never waste a message. So whatever they say, even if you don't remember it at the time, you'll remember it later. Somebody else will remember it if you say something to somebody and they'll validate it, or it's something that will happen, like in the real near future. It'll pop up. So don't throw the reading out if there's a couple things in there that don't make any sense right now. I don't get names exact, so if he says the name, his name's John, that's the name I always use, John. If he mentions a John, then at least be a male with a J or a J-O name. So that's the way that part works. So let's uh let's see what your dad has to say. He's coming he's coming in bouncing. He's kind of like he's bouncing to music as he's walking in. So he says he danced to the beat of his own drum. He kind of did things his way that were a little, he's saying off kilter, but I don't know if he means off kilter or just off, just not the normal way everybody else does it, and didn't give a shit about it. That's my kind of person. That's what I think we should do. He's mentioning right off the bat, don't get names, but they keep throwing the names at me. He's mentioning a Sarah. So it's at least a female with an S or an SA name. See if he gives me a little more hint about who this is. Do you have a sister Sarah or somebody you felt close to like a sister? See, sister type feeling. I always say that because you can say, I can say it's a grandfather type figure, and your next door neighbor could be closer to you like a grandfather than your grandfather across the country, if that makes sense. Connor's sister Sarah. He's acknowledging her. He says, "You can't believe all the people I've run into up here." If he's going to show us who, I can't make them. This is their ball game. He says there's grandma, and then he's showing me a big G. So grandma's name that started with a G. Dad. Ran into dad. I've got dad. So could be, I've got lots of people that call me mom, so could be that type of feeling. And I hate to make it sound so vague, but it's just the way it is. So even if his real father hasn't passed, it's somebody that he felt that close to. He's talking about hair of the dog, and hair of the dog to me is like if you drink too much the night before and you get up the next morning and you take another swig of beer because you get the hair of the dog and it kind of makes you feel better. Actually, it used to make me throw up. Actually, I don't throw up. I was just joking. He's Boy, he's saying there's a whole. It's like people are scurrying around behind him. He said there's a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch behind him that, that are there, and he was very excited to know that he was going to get to be with all of them. He's showing Grandma again. Okay, he's showing Grandma at a stove. I think he's trying to single out who she is, and he's making her look like me. So when they do that, it's because Grandma had something similar to me. Maybe the name Rhonda. Maybe she kind of had a knowing, pretty strong lady, fiery. So he's wanting you to know this for some reason. He's talking about Guns N' Roses, and I believe he's talking about the band Guns N' Roses. Like that music. Love that music. Sweet child of mine, sweet child of mine. I think that was Guns N' Roses that sang that song. So Google the words to that song. He's well, he's not really singing it to you. Most of the time they sing, but he's more like listening to it, and he's bringing it up for a reason. So it's for you. He's showing that lately, here in the recent past, that you kind of stumbled in your path. You kind of stumbled, and tripped, almost fell flat on your face. Something that happened, something that you got caught up in. He's not quite explaining it. He said he was there to catch you. That he was nudging you to look in a different direction. And he's very proud of himself because even though you didn't know he was doing this, he feels like he nudged you enough, put enough ideas in your head, or put something in your path. I can't quite tell which, or both. In your path, put something in your path. Something or someone in your path that changed the way you were doing things, or the way you were going, or how you were going to trip and fall on your face, or something that saved you. A person, you put a person in your path. He says, nobody's good enough for my baby, but all except this one. He said, okay. He said, he says, Lord knows I didn't do things perfect. He says, I can't be too quick to criticize, but I'm watching. Now he's got drumsticks out. He likes music. Yeah. All right, he's showing drumsticks, and he's doing it on the wall. So he's doing it on the wall. So imagine, or if you have some drumsticks, tap them on the wall real lightly, because most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, when they do something like that, it's not a real loud noise. And it won't be when you're in the same room. It'll be like when you walk out of the room, like out of the kitchen, go to the living room, or living room, go to the kitchen or something. Then you hear it when it's in the other room. So imagine what drumsticks lightly tapping on a wall of a house inside would sound like, and you're going to hear this sound. You probably already heard it, and that'll be a sign from him. And you can actually hear this noise. I always pick on Walmart. You can hear it walking through Walmart. You can hear it in your car. You can be sitting in a restaurant and somebody will be drumming their fingers, drumming their fingers on the table like drumsticks. You can see a picture of drumsticks on Facebook or in a magazine. Anytime the drumsticks or that noise is involved, it's a sign from him. He's trying to get your attention. He's trying to let you know he's there. Something about, this is my right side. Some of these videos look backwards. Something about right this area on your head. It's like he's putting a pressure. See what he's trying to do. He's trying to get, he's coming in from behind and he's trying to get really close, but he's more centered. Instead of me feeling him on my back or shoulders, it's like I feel him right here. That's a little different. I'm not sure why he's doing this. Let's see if he's going to say something. It just feels like he's pushing me, pushing me, pushing me. Now I feel him pushing from the back. Pushing. So I don't know how you'll feel it because I don't know how you will feel energy. Because you're probably not going to feel it like I do. But it's just like there's a difference in the air, the pressure back here. And it's heavier. It's not heavier like weighing you down, but it's heavier like pushing. Like I feel like I need it, like it's pushing me forward. But I feel it more here, even though I feel it. I'm trying to explain it so you'll know. Don't want to make this a long explanation. So he wants you to know he's got your back, that he's that close. There's a little one. Somebody's got a little one. I can't see how little. He's not telling me how little. He's also making me feel like I want to do this. Rock a little bit. There's a little one, and I think it's a boy, and then I think it's a girl. It's a smaller child. He's flipping back and forth. So maybe there's two of them that he's interacting with. Oh, wait, let me see. Let me take that back. I haven't seen them interact with him. He's mentioning two little ones that are here. Yes. Okay, they turn around and they look at him and go, hi. So small children and animals can see them and sense them. Because they haven't been told yet, you can't have an imaginary friend, it's not real. Because that's what we tell everybody. They are real. Your imaginary friends are totally real. Think back when you were little, you probably had one, at least one. So he's interacting. I'm seeing two children, a boy and a girl. He's interacting with these children. So whoever these children belong to, they're big enough to talk. I hate to guess their ages, but they're above toddler. They're definitely talking age. 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't tell. Anyway, somewhere in there, I think. I try not to be vague, but I won't make it fit in a box if it doesn't belong there. So they totally go, hi, how are you? Because they see him all the time. They're not scared of him. So he keeps a close eye on them and he guards them. He's not their guardian angel, but he's like a guardian angel, making sure they're safe. And he loves them very much. He says he loves you too, sweet cheeks. See, I feel like rocking again. I don't know, did he rock? He says you get a little too sad or a little too down in your feelings. No, I don't usually say anything that way. A little too dark in your thoughts, or you feel alone. Those kind of feelings. He says he wants you to go outside and lift your face up to the sunshine and breathe. He wants you to look at only the good things in life. He says you're only here for a little while. It's a short ride. Make the best of it. Make others happy, but make yourself happy first. Now he's showing a canvas and somebody painting, but like, I'm just going to say oil paints because I don't paint. But with a paintbrush, somebody's paintings, or it could even be drawings. But it's like a paint canvas sitting up here, and I see a brush instead of a pencil. If you don't do that, he thinks it would be a great escape for you. Maybe you should take an art class. He didn't say art class. It's something, he says it's something for you to escape into, and it will take your mind to beautiful places if you paint the right things. Paint beautiful things. Not anything dark. So there has been something happening in your house, and you thought maybe you had some dark demon, something scary at some point. He says, no, and he's going back to Grandma. It's Grandma and I. So he's still hanging on. He's still not hanging on. Good grief, I don't pick the right words. I'm sorry. He's still, Grandma's a very strong one in here. And it could be his grandma. I can't tell if it's your grandma or his grandma. So, out of the corner of your eye, in your peripheral vision, which is the way it usually works, you thought you saw like a dark shadow at some point walk by. And you turn your head, there was nothing there. That's the way it works. That was Grandma. If you can keep from turning your head, which I can't, I still do it, and I see them dead on, but when I see it out of my eye like that, I turn my head, they're gone. There's somebody peeking around my room right now. That's Grandma. She's showing me. So this Grandma's a very strong influence in your life too. So if you know who she is, talk to her, talk to him. If you need something, ask them. Ask them to help you with it. Ask them to bring you somebody put in your path that can help you. Ask them. If they don't know how to do it, they will go find a guide or angel, or it honestly works this way. They will go ask them to do it. They cannot override your free will choice, but you can ask them, and then you have to be willing to accept it. They both very strongly want you to know that. He has seen and talked to two male figures that were associated with you that are there with him now. And it was kind of like a handshake and a slap on the back kind of greeting. And he's talking about water that's too warm, and it's like I'm in the kitchen. Water's too hot. But he said too warm. Somebody recently maybe spilled some hot water on him, or he spilled some boiling water off the stove onto you. He's saying something about the water being too warm in the kitchen. So somebody recently got into some really hot water or boiling water off the stove. He says, have a cold one for me. He thinks you've done awesome since he left. You didn't have him to beat up on the guys for you. He knows you struggled for a while, but he says you grew some balls. Oh, how he loves you. Now he's making me want to rock this away. There's something coming in the real near future that he is just like over the top excited about. Over the top excited over something coming. Is there a new baby coming to the family? He's not showing me a baby. There's something new coming to the family that he's over the top, like this kind of excited. He can't wait. He can't wait. He said there's also a birthday that has just passed that would be like have to be somebody really close, like just passed. Have to be somebody like you or somebody very close to him. He says, "Look, I even I even cut my hair and made myself all presentable for you." He looks handsome. He put on nice clothes. They don't wear clothes, but they can present themselves that way. He got spiffed up for you, he says. Now he's talking about a prom. I would think, of course, I don't look at your Facebook page because it messes up my little mind. So I don't look at anybody's. I don't know how old you are, but I just assumed you were older than to be at prom. He's mentioning a prom. Not saying why. Sometimes they just throw stuff out. And a cat. That damn cat. And he's showing a cat that actually fluffs up and hisses. So somebody's got this cat. When it sees him, it does this. Animals can totally see them and sense them. So whoever's got this cat and it's at nothing, it's because he's there. The cat doesn't like, it's not that the cat doesn't like him, it's the cat just doesn't like spirit. It kind of freaks the cat out. And you probably also see the cat like following a fly on the wall, and that'll be him messing with the cat. He's calling it that damn cat. I don't think he likes the cat very well, and the cat doesn't like him. He feels very ornery. He says you've either recently moved or you're thinking about moving, and he thinks that's a good thing. He said it'll be good for you, or it is good for you. He's not acknowledging whether you just did it or it's coming or just a thought. It's a fresh start. He's saying something about a new job. And a job does not have to be a 9-to-5 paper paycheck job. It can be whatever you do. He mentions Skittles. He's actually getting on his knees in front of you and telling you, taking your hand, almost like the position, like asking you to marry him, but he's not doing that. Almost like worshiping you. You were his rock, even though you may not have known it. You were what kept him grounded. He said, the Lord knows I needed it. And he wants to see you happy. He says he can help do that. Oh, Grandma piped up, so can I. So then there again, he's back to ask them they can help. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It works that way. You won't get every single thing you ask for, and it won't come the way you think it should. It'll come the way that is best, in your best interest. And it'll still all work out the same. He's not saying anything. He said he hears you. He hears you when you think of him. He hears you. He knows there's times when you've been in trouble. Not trouble, but when you really could use your dad. And then you get kind of mad at him for not being there when you need him. But he says, that's where you got your balls. He says you're stronger than you know. And then he's not physically doing this, but it's like he lifts you up. Lifts you back up. It's like he puts his hands under your arms and lifts you up. He helps keep you going. Even though you may not realize it. He says, I'm still the dad. The dad, he says, the dad. And nobody can take my spot. They can take a similar spot, but they can't take my spot. Because I'm the dad. but it's okay to let others in. The more the merrier, he says. So don't let that stop you from loving somebody else that might have stepped in to try to be in that role. And he's not mentioning if there really is one or not, but he's saying it's okay. He's saying you told somebody, you're not my dad. He says, but it's okay. They're there to help. Okay, well, they've just made a big point of wanting you to know that they're there. Okay, he says to Lou, he's leaving. He says, I will be around, I am around. Keep your eyes peeled. I have not deserted you, I have not left you. I love you. I didn't tell you enough when I was here. I love you. You're very precious. And endearing. Doesn't sound like a word that would come from him, but he said it. And he's leaving, but he comes back and he puts his hands on both sides of my cheeks, like he would. This is what he's going to do to you. Hands on both sides of the cheeks, and lift your head up and look right at you. So you will feel, it won't feel like two physical hands because they're not physical hands, but it will feel probably like a warmth. It could feel when Bob gets real close, like on this ear will get red hot and it'll burn like it's going to fall off. But I'm a little more sensitive to energy probably. Or it could feel like goosebump type tingly, or it could feel like hair that you keep going like that and wondering what's tickling you. So I'm not sure how you'll feel it, but it'll be something in that area. But he's taking both hands and he wants to look in your face. He says, I love you again. And with that, he's leaving. So I hope you got a few validations. I hope you know that he's there. And they're making a big point of they're there to help you and help guide you. And if you got troubles, talk to them. I promise you they can hear you. They can see you, but I promise you they can hear you. Much love to you. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, and oracle card advisor. See you later.